Under the lights, we go into the darkness for another round of predictor videos, this time for the Singapore Grand Prix. Hey everybody, I'm Greg Woods. Welcome to the Marbula 1 version of Marina Bay. This iconic circuit normally weaves its way through the city center, complete with close walls, twists and turns. No longer the Singapore sling, but its memory still lives on. Oscar Piastri leads in the Drivers' Championship, as we've seen across these predictor videos. Quite a bit of success for the McLaren driver. Only gained 4 points last time out, but that was enough to jump up into first by a single point over Charles Leclerc. Both Verstappen and Ocon dropped down one spot. In the Constructors, it is McLaren leading by 14, and then a healthy gap back from Ferrari in second place down to Aston Martin in third. They jumped 3 spots to get there after the previous race. Alpine got 0 points last time out and sits in last. Their driver, Franco Colapinto, goes first here in qualifying. This track throwing up some logistical challenges in its Marbula 1 form. No sectors this time, so all we have to go off of is our sight, seeing the lines of these marbles, and then the ultimate time at the end, which is really all it comes down to in qualifying anyway. Pierre Gasly chasing teammate Colapinto on a very long lap this is, even though over the years it has gotten shorter, believe it or not. Incrementally so, but that time difference between those two marbles, not that incremental. Pretty wide is the gap. Liam Lawson, nice line there through that left-hander. Over the line and goes first by nearly a second again. Isaac Ajar in the RB. Careful on those curbs. So many wall hits you will see over the course of this lap. Marbles need to get used to it, because especially once you get out onto the race with all of the other marbles alongside, you're going to be bruised by the end of this one. So far, we're 2x2, RB and Alpine. We have the two Williams on track now with Alex Albon. 32.08 goes the first of the Williams. Sainz coming up next. Q1, all marbles go out and set a lap time, and at the end of all 20, the bottom 5 are eliminated and slot into those grid positions for tomorrow. The remaining 15 go on to Q2, where their times are erased. They will all set lap times again, and the bottom 5 after Q2 are eliminated and slot into those respective grid slots. That leaves us with 10 for the shootout for pole. All 10 will go out and set one more lap and see who will start first tomorrow. Right now, provisionally, it's Nico Hülkenberg, who took a great line through the final few turns, avoiding wall contact, keeping that speed up. Carlos Sainz, who was on track when I began that explanation of qualifying, went 6th of 7 so far. Gabriel Bortoleto for Sauber, 2.27 seconds behind, and that is last. Ollie Behrman over the line in the Haas, 1.6 seconds back. Because this track has undergone many changes over the years, often subtle little changes here or there to a particular corner or set of corners, as it was with the Singapore Sling nearly 12 years ago, there's a lot of different lap record holders. The original goes to Kimi Räikkönen in the F2008 Ferrari back in 2008. Vettel holds a lap record for the first time that the Singapore Sling was removed. Lewis Hamilton has a lap record as well. Kevin Magnussen has one from back in the old 2018-2019 era. Daniel Ricciardo has one from 2024. Esteban Ocon leads the way here in Q1. We're over halfway through, and Lance Stroll takes the top spot. His teammate Alonso down in 5th. Behrman, the teammate of Ocon in the other Haas, down in 10th. Yuki Tsunoda in the first of the Red Bulls. Tsunoda, hard hit on the apex, the inside, and that lost a bit of time. Tsunoda only good enough for 5th. We watch for Max Verstappen now. Over the line at the bottom of your screen, and nearly 0.4 of a second clear. Max up into P1. And we are just about ready to start the eliminations. Kimi Antonelli drops through in 10th, and Gabriel Bortoleto is the first to sit on the bubble. George Russell will start the eliminations. He goes safe into 7th. Bortoleto is out. Franco Colapinto now sits in 15th and watches as Charles Leclerc comes through. Ferrari, a 5-time winner in Singapore, although one of those was back in 1970 in the old iteration of this race. Leclerc goes up into 2nd. Back then it was a Formula Libre race. If you want to go way throwback. In modern times, Ferrari been in the winner's circle most recently back in 2023 with Carlos Sainz. Hamilton will have his work cut out for him. Dead last right now, straight to elimination. And that is shocking for the Tifosi who are in attendance. Final 2 runners to go. Piastri only good enough for 11th, but that will be safe. It knocks Ali Behrman out, and now Carlos Sainz has to sit and wait for these final few corners. Lando Norris in the 2nd of the McLarens. Norris, nice line through there, and it pays. 2nd place, Sainz, Behrman, Colapinto, Bortoleto, and the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton eliminated in Q1. Ready to start Q2 with Pierre Gasly getting things going. Alpine never a winner here. You go back, Fernando Alonso, winner back in 2008. Otherwise, it's been mostly Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes. That's it. The only bookends, Lewis Hamilton for McLaren in 2009 until Lando Norris did it for McLaren last year. Gasly sets the opening time of 30.91. Kimi Antonelli will be close behind. Track rubbering in just a bit. Will we see the times continue to drop? Antonelli goes quicker by a 10th. Last year's winner, Lando Norris, in a very eventful race at the time. But despite that, I believe it was the first time in this event's history that we did not have a safety car. Very surprising. That time, also no yellow flag. Kimi Antonelli trying to survive the first salvo from McLaren, and does. A lot of people also might think back to the previous year's Grand Prix as being the 257th and final race for Daniel Ricciardo. Albon goes up into 2nd. Ricciardo did take fastest lap back then, finished in 18th, sailed off into the sunset, and has since retired. Fernando Alonso, one of the winners here. Like I said, you got to go back a ways. 2008 for Renault. Yes, there was drama in that one too. Don't know if we want to wade into that. Although it's back in the news lately if you've been following motorsport litigation. George Russell, straight to last, 7th. That will be dicey as we're getting very close to the start of eliminations. Tsunoda weaving down the straightaway. Comes around 7th. Displaces Russell down another spot. Tsunoda not in too much better shape either. Could we have a Red Bull and a Mercedes eliminated here in Q2? We've already seen a Ferrari out in the first session. Lawson square in the middle in 5th. Nico Hülkenberg. Germany done very well at this track. Vettel, Rosberg, the two of them won this race 6 times from 2011 through 2019. Most of those were Vettel. Esteban Ocon. Good exit off of that curb, riding around that final turn, but had lost time previously, 8/10ths down in 6th. Lance Stroll, with Charles Leclerc back behind. The first elimination is Hülkenberg. Second one is George Russell. Stroll goes to the top of the charts with 3 marbles remaining. Leclerc, who will be flying this one solo now. With Hamilton out in the previous session, Leclerc goes 5th, knocks out Yuki Tsunoda. Isaac Adjar trying desperately to hold on for a great Q3 appearance. Will have his work cut out for him. He'll have to survive Norris and Verstappen as the final 2. Norris clipped the wall slightly. We've got a tie up at the top. Verstappen, in the meantime, can get by them and knock out Alonso. Verstappen, this is the only track where he has never won. Will that change this weekend? Took those curbs very well. Verstappen in 10th, just barely gets it. Verstappen advances on down. Alonso, Adjar, Tsunoda, Russell, and Hülkenberg are out. But how about that tie up at the top? Tiebreaker goes to the earlier runner here in Formula 1. And off we go on the draw. Verstappen is first marble out, not where he likes to be. And as a result, clipping off of the walls very slow through the first sector. If we had split times, I think we would see that reflected. Max likes to know what is in front of him and the challenge that awaits. And is usually then able to go out and deliver a dynamic lap. Over the line here, Verstappen 32.80. That is not a terribly competitive lap time. Surprising. Esteban Ocon. Couple of corners left. Almost 2.5 seconds clear. 1 marble later. That's all it took. Ocon in 4th in the standings. Verstappen in 3rd in the overall for the Drivers' Championship in these predictor videos. And Ocon will be foaming at the mouth, ready to widen that gap between them here in qualifying, which could lead to a nice points haul and jumping the Dutchman back up onto the podium for the overall standings. Oscar Piastri, who leads the championship, 2nd, 3/10ths off. Charles Leclerc, 2nd in the Drivers' Championship, newly assumed 2nd after winning in the last predictor video. Through the chicane, picking up the speed, 3rd, 3/4 of a second down, will start behind Piastri. Verstappen still last. Pierre Gasly down in 17th and goes 3rd here. A points haul for a driver that did not earn any in the last race and is over 100 points behind the overall championship leader. Alex Albon in a similar situation, 2nd to last, only earned 10 points over the entirety of this season and will go up to 4th provisionally. Only Franco Colapinto has earned fewer points this season. Kimi Antonelli. Mercedes, 4th. Ocon still holding on. 2 marbles left. At worst, it's going to be a 2nd row for Ocon and Piastri. Lance Stroll, who's gone very well here, And not done too badly in these predictor videos overall. Got a little out of sorts and lost time because of it. 7th. Lando Norris, final runner. 6th in the standings. For a while was up there in the top 2 or 3. Trying to mount a comeback and will not do it. Norris goes 5th. Esteban Ocon lay down the time that nobody could beat and will start on pole in Singapore. By more than 3/10, Esteban Ocon blitzed the field and will see the lights unobstructed in P1 tomorrow. What will this race hold? First time we have competed on the Marbula 1 version of Marina Bay. I have no idea, but you will not want to miss it.